Jack here from Nothing But Tech. Welcome back to another video. This is my first live unboxing in the new set, so bear with me. I know behind me is still a little bit messy. I'm still working on it. Build My Ultimate Setup number 4 is coming soon. But yeah, I just got on the Samsung Galaxy Note 7, and I think it's about time. I know I'm a little bit late to the party, but I asked you guys on Twitter. The results were a strong yes to do a live unboxing and first impressions. So that's exactly what this video is. This is the Verizon Samsung Galaxy Note 7. Huge shout out to them for providing it, but let's get right into it. So the news about the Note 7 hasn't really been great. There's been some units that are exploding in the news lately. Samsung might be doing a recall. Then there's also been some performance issues, so I kind of have mixed feelings going in. Hopefully I'm like really impressed and my unit holds up perfectly, but I'll have to let you guys know. But regardless, let's get into the box. I love that Verizon keeps the packaging. I know some other carriers don't, but yeah, the packaging on the Note 7 and the S7 Edge and the S7, it was really good packaging this year. Love the blue. Okay, so I'm gonna lift this out, and wow, alright, so this is the Note 7 in coral blue. I love this color combination. I didn't actually know I was getting this color, but I'm glad I did. Absolutely love it. Putting it aside for now. Underneath here, we're gonna have some standard paperwork, I believe. So yeah, just some paperwork in here. Then we have our cable. And the Note 7 is actually Samsung's first device on a smartphone to be USB Type-C, I believe. So it is a USB Type-C port at the bottom versus the standard micro USB. So that's this cable here. There we go. So this is USB Type-C. You can see there it's reversible. Still packs quick charge features. As you can see here, this is the adaptive fast charging. Very nice. I believe a USB connector, like an OTG. Over here we have another adapter, and this looks like it is micro USB to USB Type-C, so you can still use your old cables. And then we have another tool here. I'm not exactly sure what this does. And then up here we just have our earphones, still in a black case, which always psychs me out, but they're white headphones. Probably will never be using them. Pretty happy with my Bose headphones. But yeah, I'm just gonna package all of this back away because this is not the main event. The main event is the phone. Another thing to note here is it's 64 gigabytes, which is really, really cool. Props off to Samsung for doing that. Apple devices are still starting at 16, so hopefully we see the 32 gigabytes when the iPhone 7 releases. Okay, so let's actually take a look at the device. Wow, okay. First impressions, love the blue. This feels actually, wow, it feels really great in the hands. It's curved not only on the front, but now it's also curved on the back. So the 4 curves make this feel perfectly in the hand. And honestly, on first impressions, this is one of the best phone holding experiences I've ever had. Just really feels great in the hand. But unfortunately, the phone is already starting to pick up fingerprints actually. Just holding it for like a minute, so you can either use like a cleaning cloth constantly, but that obviously doesn't look the best, or you can pick up a skin to add a texture because the phone also feels a bit slippery. So I'm gonna be picking up a D-brand skin for this guy. But wow, this phone feels absolutely amazing in the hand. I can't even really describe, you kind of just have to hold one. This phone just feels amazing in the hand. Even though it's a 5.7 inch screen, it still feels very manageable in one hand. And this blue color is definitely right up my alley. I love it. All right, so quickly on the front, you're probably noticing a few things. The Note 7 actually packs an iris scanner now. Very cool, we'll have to test it out. Underneath that, we have our standard stuff like the screen and then the fingerprint sensor. On the bottom, we have our USB Type-C port, our S Pen, which I'm gonna have to click out because I love this click. Very satisfying. And this year it actually can't go in backwards, so that's good. S Pen Gate last year was no fun, but I've actually heard that if you put it in this way, which I'm not going to do, but if you put it in that way, it can actually get stuck and you'll have some trouble getting it out. So you have to put it in the correct way like this, so it clicks. The other way, it will not click. But this way, once it's in, clicks, and you can pull it right out. The people that have been saying that you could put it in the wrong way, I'm not going to test it because I don't want to break this review unit, but I'll definitely keep you guys posted on that in my full review. But this pen is as clicky as ever. Very, very satisfying. If you used to click pens in school all the time, this is going to be your new obsession. So just pops right back in like this. Gives it a click, and then it sits right on the bottom of the device. We have a headphone jack. Kind of sad that we have to mention that we have a headphone jack now, but I guess that's the Moto Z and the iPhone 7 rumors' fault. On this side, we have our volume rockers, as clicky as ever, and perfect placement. And then up top, as I was saying, we have our iris scanners, and then our camera. Also on the back side, we have the same camera as on the S7 Edge, so it's a 12 megapixel sensor, some of the best images on the market, and the hump is really not that bad. It will wobble a little bit when on a surface, as you can see here, but it's really not terrible, and it's definitely not an eyesore. Some people have been criticizing the Moto Z for that huge camera hump. I actually like the way it looks, and they did have their reasons for doing it with the Moto mods. But this is very, very subtle. It almost looks like it's laying flat on the device, so really, really not that bad. And I don't know, I dig the look of this device. And then over here, we have our power button. So let's turn this guy on. I'm using the pen to set this up, and the pen feels really fluid, and it notices it without even touching the screen. So next, just checking my info. This pen also, as I was saying before, is just really, really fun to click. All right, let me just finish setting this up. Really trying to force myself to use this pen right now, just to see if I'm actually going to be using it, but I think it's one of those things that it's nice to have for the quick note or quick grocery list or something, but it's not something that I can find myself using on a daily basis. If over you're signing contracts and stuff like that, this could actually be really useful. Okay, so now it's just protect your phone. So I'm going to set up the iris scanner actually, just because I want to see how that works. I'll pick a pin, and I'm just going to make the password 1111. Disclaimer, before using the iris, keep the following precautions. To protect your eyes, keep the screen at least 8 inches away during iris. Do not attach unapproved screen protectors. Iris scanner is not intended for medical device. Okay, so just a bunch of information to protect themselves from getting sued. So continue. Hold this up. So before it said 8 inches, but now it's saying 10. Said my eyes were not open wide enough. We're trying again. Okay, it said it got it. I have to hold that very close. Next. We're gonna have to try this out after. So now it's just finishing setting up, but that was actually pretty quick. I swipe up. I'm gonna try this again. So I've already had it fail to recognize me twice, which is actually really annoying. Kind of defeats the purpose, so let's see. Okay, that time I got it. So you just have to hold it really close in order for it to get it. But so the iris scanner, in my opinion, is a little bit gimmicky because it didn't recognize me right away, and you have to swipe up, so it kind of wastes time. I think just using the fingerprint sensor is probably your best bet. The iris scanner is cool in concept, but not in really execution. I mean, I'm not sure how they could have done it better, except making it faster, but the fingerprint sensor, that kind of seems more practical to me. I'm setting it up right now. It's pretty fast. The S7 Edge was really fast, so I'm expecting this to be the same. But yeah, just a quick setup here, already almost done. Both the iris scanner and the fingerprint scanner was actually relatively easy to set up. So now I'm just gonna turn that on and then we'll test it out. So close. Okay, so that was actually super fast. Very fast. So I'm probably gonna be using the fingerprint sensor more than I'm gonna be using the iris scanner. But both features are pretty cool. You can see the always on display here. It actually shows your notifications now. The S7 Edges was kind of not really that useful because you just saw the time, but this actually shows all your notifications, so very useful, nice execution. I'm glad that Samsung kind of fixed what was wrong with it. And yeah, so actually taking a look at the screen, it's beautiful, as always, and the phone is actually very easy to hold in one hand. You might not have been able to notice, but it actually has a slight edge to it. Kind of the perfect combination between the S7 Edge and just the regular Note 5. So now, you have all the Edge features. So you have Apps Edge, People's Edge, Tasks Edge, Edge Panels, Apps Edge, and then you can add more edges in the settings. So you can swipe in from the side and just get it really quickly. The edge is not as pronounced as it was on the S7 Edge, so it's a lot easier to hold in the hand. And since the edges on the back are also curved, this just feels really great to hold in the hand. I like this amount of edge more than I like the actual S7 Edge, so hopefully they execute this in the S8 Edge. Hopefully it's not as much as it is, because that's first of all hard to apply screen protectors to, and second of all it's kind of hard to hold in the hand. So this, just being able to swipe in but also being able to use it very easily, is the perfect combination. Definitely really love that. I'm going to test out the camera quickly, as hopefully it's as good as the S7 Edge or better. So yeah, let's take a quick picture. We have my unboxing knife here. Let's take a quick shot. Now let's take a quick video. So unboxing knife here, camera here, light there. Okay, on the screen, which is a 1440p display, this stuff looks great. I'm obviously gonna have to judge the camera later once I've used it more, but photos are pretty fast to take. The app looks cleaner than it used to, so now you just swipe in to get slow motion, hyperlapse, virtual shot, live broadcast, visual collage, food, selective focus, pro mode, which in pro mode, you can actually adjust the shutter speed, the white balance, the focus, and the ISO. So I can make it 800 ISO, I could put it auto, or I can make it 100. I can really adjust it however I want. And that's very cool, but if you just want something simple and you want a good shot, auto mode should work pretty well actually. There's also a beauty mode here where you can adjust the skin tones, but for just an easy shot, leaving it on HDR auto and on auto mode, you should really be fine. HDR auto will definitely work in a lot of scenarios. The photos normally look better on this phone in HDR, but it should take a little bit longer when you take them. And it does, there's a slight delay, but if you really want the best quality footage, I would just turn it on. If not, auto should be pretty good. It will kind of figure out when it wants to be used. There's also the flash, so let's turn that on. That's pretty good as well for low light. And the camera on the S7 Edge was actually really impressive, so I'm expecting none less from the Note 7. Another thing is the actual refinement. So the software has been refined yet again. Starting to look a little bit more like stock, obviously, with Samsung's twist on it. I still prefer stock Android, but the settings is now all on one page. And it's a lot cleaner, definitely a lot more accessible. You have the app drawer. There is some Verizon bloatware, as you can see here, but it's not terrible. And then there's also some Samsung bloatware like S-Help, S-Voice, Pen Up, My Files, Internet, and Email. And then there's a bunch of Google applications as well installed, but it's easier not to see this stuff. And like stuff like Mobile Strike and Empire that's already installed, you should just be able to uninstall them pretty easily. So that is not a big deal at all. Also, the Note 7, just like the S7 Edge, has a theme store. So we'll check that out, and you can make your phone look really stock, or you can download something like the Nova Launcher. But if you want to stay with this, you can just download a different theme. There's a ton of them, so that definitely softens the blow of the software not being the best. So the themes, my themes, I had this one that's already applied to the device. View all my themes. Let's go back over here and let's download a theme. But there's a bunch of different themes here that we can pick from. So editor's choice of the week, there's a bunch of different ones. Minimalism and simple, you see that's different icon packs. I really love that Samsung is embracing that their skin might not be the prettiest, and I'm glad that kind of accepting that and building in a theme store. I really like when we see that here. So there's so many different things you can do here. You can have modern themes. There's really like a surplus of themes that you can pick to make your phone look as stock as you want or as creative as you want, like this one. I'm happy with the theme store. So I like Material Dark. That's my favorite theme overall, but I'll leave you guys to decide which themes you enjoy. That's the Note 7 in terms of the software and the hardware and stuff like that. But let's check out the screen. Let's open up YouTube and kind of see what kind of quality we're getting on the screen. The screen, just looking at it. So right now there's actually studio lights on me, and the screen is very viewable and it looks great. It looks even better than the S7 Edge. And that was, I said, the best screen on any phone. This one has every phone beat basically. It has a Moto Z beat, it has the LG G5 beat, it has the iPhone 6s Plus and 6s beat. It has every phone beat. This is the best screen on the market. I will go on record saying that if next week when the iPhone 7 comes out, that phone has a better screen if they just decide to go for a 2K display, which I really don't see them do. But let's say that they do, then we'll have to reevaluate. But right now, if you love consuming media, this is a phone to get. This screen is absolutely amazing. It's 5.7 inches, but it's manageable in one hand. It's kind of the best of both worlds in that way. Okay, so far as I'm using this phone just to kind of install some stuff and show you guys it, I'm noticing a few things. It doesn't feel as fast, to me at least, as the S7 Edge. I know it's been having some performance issues. It just seemed a little bit slower than I would have liked it to be. So as the YouTube app is installing, let's take a look at some of the S Pen features. So click it out. That never gets less satisfying. This will pop up the second you do so. You can create a note, smart select, screen write, and translate. You can add another shortcut, so let's just create a note. And I don't have the neatest handwriting, so let's see what I can do. Okay, in terms of latency, it's really not that present. And you can just take a quick note like that. It will save your note, and then you can view it later. You could share it. Okay, so it also has a feature called Screen Write. So what I can actually do here is open this up, click Screen Write, and then let's say that I wanted to show someone this application here. I can draw a little arrow pointing to it, and then I can easily share this, save it, crop it, I can really do whatever I want. So let's just say that I wanted to crop it to that. Another really cool feature with the S Pen is being able to take a quick note while the screen is off. And then also being able to capture GIFs, GIFs. Not sure how to pronounce it. Don't go crazy in the comments. I know that it's like a really controversial idea. Don't know why people care about the pronunciation. We all know what we're talking about, but you could just quickly capture a GIF, and that's really cool. Hopefully the YouTube app is installed by now, so let's go check it out and see if the screen holds up to what I think it's going to be, because I'm very excited. So I'm gonna just search up a 4K video that we normally look at in order to give you guys an accurate comparison if you guys want to go check out my other videos so you guys can kind of see how the screen holds up over time. But we'll also be able to get a quick speaker test out of this. So I do not own this video, but this is just gonna help us see how the screen is. So here's a quick speaker and screen test. Okay, very impressed with the screen. The speaker sounds a tad bit tinny, but nothing terrible, honestly. It gets pretty loud. We are at max volume right now, and this is definitely very listenable, but you can easily muffle it with just one finger. So if I'm holding it or something while I'm playing games or something, it will be easily muffled like that. But yeah, the screen looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm very impressed. If we watch a little bit more of this video, the blacks look really deep. There's a lot of contrast. It's very sharp and it's super vibrant. You can see right here how vibrant that is, but yeah, Samsung knows how to do screens for sure. So impressive on the screen side of things. In terms of actual performance, as I was saying before, I was experiencing some lag, but as you can see right here, it's actually a pretty fast phone. There is some stutters every now and again, which you don't really want to see in a $900 phone, but obviously that could just be temporary as it's getting used to and downloading all my stuff, because there's a lot of stuff to download. So I'm going to continue using it. Stay tuned, be sure to subscribe for my full review, and I can honestly see this being one of the best phones on the market. For its size, you can actually see this being like a tablet replacement for people that just want to get everything done on one device. That is definitely possible with this device, and like the small features like being able to pop out the S Pen and then being able to take a quick note like shoot B-roll, yeah, and then just being able to save that note no problem, and then just putting the S Pen away and actually having it save the note for you. So if you just wanted to take a quick note of someone's number, let's say that they give you a number, you could quickly say the number very easily, and then all you have to do is just slide the S Pen back in. It will automatically save the note for you. That is actually one feature that's going to be extremely useful on the Note 7. And I don't know, I'm really digging the way this feels in the hand. You kind of have to just go to a store, go to a Verizon store, put this in your hand, you'll fall in love. It feels really great. If you're looking to upgrade to something, you want a great camera, you want a great display, you want some functionality with the S Pen, you want a tablet replacement possibly, you want to get a lot of things done on one device, this probably is the device for you. Obviously, I'm going to see how it stacks up after the MBT88 use, very heavy use. We'll have to see how the battery life holds up. We'll also have to see how just like the camera is in low light and stuff like that. I'll be using this as my daily driver for really an extended period of time. I'll try to put it through all the tests, through durability and stuff like that, see if it scratches as easily as people are saying. And then I'll get back to you guys and I'll make a video or a review of the Note 7. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Snapchat right here for BTS, as I'll be posting a lot of behind the scenes, not only using the Note 7 for shooting stuff, but with all that said, that's a lot of information to swallow. Definitely go let me know if you like this video, what I can do to improve in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. See you later. Bye.